All right. We got Drew, Lion player, versus Erik, the Scorpion player. So, what are your thoughts on this matchup, Erik? And then we'll go to Derek for his thoughts.
Well, I mean, we've gotten to many discussions about this. I think I'm favored. I think it's a good matchup that can be scary if RNGesus is on his side and not my side. But like generally, this is not a stronghold I'm afraid to sit across from.
I think the Lion player can lose this game without any assistance from his opponent, but is otherwise favored probably. As long as your opponent doesn't flip like the stupid Hidden Moon Dojo. Like if your opponent gets that on turn 1, you should just leave.
Yeah, I mean Hidden Moon Dojo against most clans turn 1 is basically like an 80% win rate. So.
But if you just like slow roll the shit out of this game and are willing to go to time, I think you're doing okay.
Yeah, but nobody does that.
This is actually worth, I think, discussing more.
But
like
I mean,
Erik said, nobody does that, but like that's a legit strategy against Scorpion.
I don't even mean like when I say you're willing to go to time, I don't mean like you're playing for time for like the time win. I mean like everything that happened in the last game where like they chased every conflict and they were both down to 2 cards. Don't do that.
Yeah,
no.
That's
just
what I
fucking
mean.
make them have to use their cards because like you're gonna put force on the board and they have to use a card to stop that force from existing, right? Like
yeah, because their cards like suck. So
we've talked about how you can't chase against Scorpion. I mean, it's a key component to any matchup against Scorpion. You can't chase.
And you actually talked about this in a prior cast, Derek, where the way you've been playing Lion is you've been playing like slow roll Lion, where you don't like blitz out the gate. You do more pokes, ring effects, and everything else, and you just build up presence, build up everything else, and then go from there. Which I actually think that's the best way to be playing Lion right now is like mid-range, like middle of the game clan.
But you can't fire the box unless you break a province, and I understand that you don't always have to fire the box.
Yeah, I think you just don't care about firing the box.
It's just
it's like it's a bonus effect if you can fire it.
Scorpion's like not gonna dishonor you out unless you like screw up really badly, and they're not gonna kill you. So the way most Scorpion players are playing, like I'm not saying
sounds really disrespectful to Scorpion players. The way you talk about the matchup.
I'm not saying like it's like this like 80-20. I just like.
I'm not saying you're saying that.
But
you did just say that they will never dishonor you.
Oh no, I think they can't dishonor you out.
A lot of
like they
times
can
Scorpion
win.
can't dishonor clans if you don't let them.
No, they can win this game, but like there's so much like incidental honor in Lion that you have to make a mistake to get dishonored out.
I'm just saying you can't say that sentence and say the other sentence. You just said there are no ways the Scorpion player can win the game, but you don't think it's heavily favored in Lion. Those two sentences don't make sense together.
Man, this sounds like some real anal retentive bullshit where you pick apart a sentence. Are you Ian? Don't talk to me. Let's go.
Ooh, shots fired.
No, it's all love to Ian. I'm just saying, Derek, you're really hitting that technicality.
What do you want to see with the flop here?
Okay.
Yeah, what are you looking for here? Definitely not what you saw.
Yeah, not what I saw.
You don't want like 3 Ujiaki on turn 1?
No.
If you want to snipe my hand, go ahead.
100% real talk. I'm sniping.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
There's so much political skill that we're showing right now. I'm very confused.
Lion's Pride. Don't put one fade. No!
Don't put one fade.
Oh, don't worry. We fixed that. He doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm already so excited.
I just like felt like that fucking Jesse Pinkman meme. That was horrifying.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Like that one where he's screaming, or he's like, "No!" That's exactly how I just felt, dude. Holy shit!
So you can play this Lion player Roller with 0 in the pass.
The 4-bid. Damn, he's up on honor right now. Fallen in battle, spicy. Is that still something that you don't see often, or is that becoming more commonplace?
Well,
I imagine it's much less so now that Hawk Tattoo's gone.
I think that was just Drew's spice with Hawk Tattoo.
Yeah,
and also he's playing 3.
I think the Fallen in Battle is just the Drew special.
Yeah.
I can fuck with it.
I'm starting to see people try and play it in Crab Splash, because you're playing like spreading the darkness and stuff. It just seems more cute than good. We have like a lot of dead cards in our hand,
Yeah.
like a lot.
1, 2.
You could
We
go
have
so far
4
as to
dead
say
cards
all
on
of
him.
them. Whoa.
Almost.
I'm pausing. We need to talk about this. We're not just
Rally
talking
on the
about
road.
dead cards.
What? Why did you do that for?
Why did I pause it?
No, keep going.
Am I
What's happening?
incorrect to be supremely and horrifyingly skeptical of Cloud the Mind in a deck with 3 Shugenja? Or am I correct there? Because I'm horrified right now.
So,
He has more than 3 Shugenja.
The
What are the
Mystics.
3?
He's running Mystics. He's running
Spirit Callers.
Kudaka?
and he's running I think
Tireless?
I think he's running another one.
It's either
Please tell me
Tireless
he's
or
not running
Kudaka.
Tireless, so
It's got to
No,
be
he's not running Tireless.
So it's Kudaka.
Maybe it's Kudaka.
There's nothing else.
I'm skeptical of it in typical builds, though I guess this is not a typical build. Because Cloud without like at least 8 Shugenja, preferably more, just seems like a death wish to me. I mean, his hand is so fucking dead right now. Like, you need your cards to give you numbers, and they don't give numbers right now.
so can we go back like 14 seconds? When you switched it to military, why did you do that?
Because the dude was 0.
Yeah, so it's.
I feel like if our hand is not this weird stuff, the Prodigy goes from like being some random poke to like just
Dangerous.
blowing that up.
Yeah, like there's a Bonsai, Katana, Legion of 1, anything like that.
Yeah, there's like 15 cards on average, probably.
There's more
So
military.
to get from 0 to 5, you'd have to spend at least 2 cards.
No, you
or
can Legion on 1 for
Legion
that.
of 1. Or if he has the Legion of 1, yes, he's got me, and then I have to move my guy in and use a card from my hand. If not, he has to spend 2 cards before I have to answer it.
That's fair, and maybe the +1 just makes like that huge difference.
I think it does.
That's fair.
So now here's the other question. Why wouldn't you just favorable out your Icoma so that you can then defend with him? Because like you're not doing anything with it.
Yeah, and you're not saving this favorable. Yeah, he should have.
Because then you just defend the shameful and get the Icoma honored.
Lions
Yeah, he
Pride,
should have
bro.
used it to leave if he was gonna pump for it or charge or
One
something.
fate. Oh, it's killing me, dude. That hurts to see. Like, Lions Pride Brawler is just such a fucking all-star. He's got no Shugenjas on the flop right now. Like, he could be pretty happy going in the next turn with that having multiple fade in it, to be honest. And that card is just so good. Like, I imagine that card wins the Scorpion matchup pretty hard. Am I incorrect?
It makes it really hard to attack or block. Because nothing you
So it
you
makes
play
it really
can-
hard to win, huh?
Yeah, nothing you play survives an LPB activation, for sure. You have to play a lot. You have to draw a lot of conflict characters and wait for him to attack with it.
Like, I personally would not have minded just dropping LPB with 3 or 4 fate there and passing.
I mean, it's you either have to load up or put 0, like Derek said.
Yeah.
1 is just wrong.
And Goblin Sneak does what Goblin Sneak does.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're opening 4 cards as a Legion of 1, then I think 1 is wrong.
Yeah, sure.
But not put 1 on it to try and draw it. You have to already be looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
How long is this game? Like 5 minutes.
It's a long game, actually. It's the Goblin sneaking in, getting that delicious void poke and making him feel absolutely miserable. He's now down 2 cards and 7 fate. If you show me this board state turn 1, like without speaking at all on, like the players themselves or anything like that, I don't mean that, but I don't mean it to be like that, but I would have thought that this game would not take an hour.
This is a very difficult board state to deal with.
Yeah, I definitely would not have thought this game was going to take an hour.
You keep the favorable.
I'm surprised he kept the favorable. I probably would have pitched all that stuff.
Well, Toshiro is not bad here. I mean, Toshiro is
Ujiaki's-
generally never
Uji-
bad.
Ujiaki's dead in this matchup. You're never gonna wrest the favor control away from the Scorpion.
Yep. Even if you do, he's probably gonna get clouded.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's true you'll never get the favor, but
Yeah. Do you just pass here? I think you just pass here. I feel like Erik just passes here. I can feel this one coming in my balls.
you definitely do if you have a fate worse than death.
Oh, well, he was first player, so yeah, never mind. Of course he was gonna pass there. Yeah, that's. We're gonna see how this game took an hour. This is just not a good state to be in. He really has to try to steal favor back this turn and keep that Ujiaki on board. Both of which are tall orders with 0 fate. Draws a very heavy hand as well. Like 3 cards that cost a fate when he's at 0. Just brutal.
At least he's got some military stuff.
Yeah, he has military stuff now. That helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean he's only gonna get 1 fate off rings because Erik couldn't take the other.
That's good enough to play a card, I guess.
Well, I guess he gets 2 fate because of meditations.
Manicured, but yeah. Hitting manicured actually was like a godsend for him because he just needs that.
I'm just
favor
trying to
back.
find a good place to poke.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, my assumption is that you're gonna be.
I mean, none of your guys have fate. You
Poking
could poke.
the
You could poke
undiscovered
Feast or
one.
Famine.
It's just risky to ever do that. Or I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
also,
what he's saying.
like,
I don't think
yeah,
Feast
right.
or Famine is like that good against Scorpion. I feel like
It's
a lot
not.
of times
No.
there's no fate.
It's very rarely will ever.
There's just the
actually
odd
find-
chance that he reveals it turn 1, right? Like
In
so-
Hawk
or turn
Tattoo
2.
meta, it was a lot better. Now it's
Yeah.
even worse.
My assumption is you attack the unrevealed province for the rest of the game because that is the draw.
It's Art of
and that
War.
doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, depending on your, you're not gonna poke it with Bayushi Lyre, but
Yeah, this turn I'll go back to manicured.
Yep.
I draw a card here to make him do something first.
Yeah. I mean, at least on the bright side, like he has a province he can keep swinging out without triggering abilities.
so
Like
Yeah,
he can
this
keep
rally
going
actually-
after a rally.
Kind of sucks that it got flipped turn 1 on a political conflict.
So real quick, just so like as an aside, because I think this is important and something that people don't talk about, nor do a lot of people really do. Doing stuff like popping Storehouse or just wasting actions to force your opponent to do something without you passing. You want to speak on that even a little bit as a Scorpion player and what that means to you, your ability to scope out what they want to do.
Anytime I see people like firing their storehouses in draw step or like firing their box in draw step, it's something that I was also doing a lot too, and it's just taking. It's what we wanted to put our show based around, which was, you understand the game, you get the nuances where the action windows are, you know how to play the game. These are the things that you can do to take the next step towards like being a better player. Using those actions to buy yourself a window to put the onus back on your opponent to make a move are just like super important when you're playing, especially a style like Scorpion. Because now that if I passed here, he gets all the power in the conflict because he can choose whether he wants to commit or pass, and if he passes, then he just gets the ring and like he got out scot-free. But if I can draw a card here or use an action that doesn't matter, it forces it on him to pass or do something. So that if he commits, I can decide if I want to commit, or if he passes, I can decide if I want to pass. Like, making the other person make the decision is super powerful.
It's really similar to a concept in chess called Zugzwang, and it's when you don't want to make a move because your board state or position is better if you don't. And it's similar here, where you would rather pop a storehouse or use your box to force your opponent to make their move. Because now if they pass, you know they're passing, so you have the opportunity to do something. If you had passed, it's like you said, you could have just lost the conflict. They could have just taken the ring.
So, as a line player, if I agree with everything you said, but I think sometimes you pass against Scorpion so that they think things like, oh, he's passing, and you don't necessarily have to keep doing that for the rest of the conflict.
Sure, there are corner cases where
Like,
that is correct. I'm just
I'll
saying,
give
like,
you no. I'll give you an example, like literally right now. Like, he's way behind. You're not threatening to win the game in any way right now. Like, specifically at this exact moment. Like, you're not threatening to win in any way. Nothing's broken. He's not low on honor.
Yeah.
If you storehouse, he should just pass. And then if
Correct.
you pass, he should just take the ring, and that's 100% fine.
It now
I
puts
agree.
Erik back in the position where if he wanted the storehouse to buy time, now he can't do that anymore. Like, he's got to pass or he's got to make the decision.
Right.
I agree. He should pass. But, we're not just reviewing it from the Lion side of the matchup. We're also saying, like, you should always be looking for something, no matter what faction you're playing, where you put the decision back on your opponent because your opponent can then fuck up said decision.
No, I agree. I think the storehouse point you're making is really good.
Yes.
All I'm trying to say is that, like, the Lion version of that is passing when you don't necessarily need, like,
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree.
you could break this thing, but you don't have to. It's fine.
No, you don't
It's
have.
like- You're just
There's no
passing the
pressure at
ball
all right
back and forth, right? Like, it's a hot potato to take this action. And if he passes, the onus is now back on the Scorpion player. Like, you either stop him from taking this ring if you really don't want him to, or you have to pass and lose the ring. It's just hot potatoing the action window back and forth.
There's two lines of play here, really, at this point, like being this far behind. We either have to take every little thing we can get, which is what we probably should do, or we can swing for the fences against a Scorpion opponent with 15 fate and 15 cards in hand. Do not swing.
Yeah, you bunt here. I mean, don't swing against Scorpion. Take the bunts. Take the value where it presents itself.
Right. You've got to claw slowly back into this game. Just going all out like this, it's not going to get you what you want.
Especially since you have Uchiaki, and the only thing you need from this turn is to have the favor.
The moment you spend a card, I assume...
Right.
Like, you saw the snap decision. That was instant. That was like, he spent a card, now I Fate Worse Than Death, where I'm still up in card economy, and he loses a Fate off his Uchiaki, who's now Dishonored. Boom. Like,
Yep.
And he does this turn because here comes the political point.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and now we're going to see the Void Ring. So, again, there's a lot to be said about knowing the matchup and knowing how to fate appropriately for the matchup, and the one in fate issue just doesn't get there. against
sometimes it's
Scorpion.
okay to just let your opponent, like, either just take your win or force them to stop you. Because if he really wanted to stop you there, he was going to Fate Worse Than Death whether you bonsai'd or not. And if he didn't want to Fate Worse Than Death, then you won the conflict, you know?
Like, he just blew his last 2 fate and 3 more cards to still lose. And Erik just blew 1.
So I
Plays
actually
Ornate Fan, huh?
I actually don't think I win this conflict, if I remember correctly. This game was a while ago, but I actually don't think I win this conflict.
Well, yeah, he just blew 4 cards.
You just
Yeah.
played a fan. I really want to talk about that because it's not like a build you typically do.
Yeah, no, this is like I said, this is a while ago. I was testing.
Was this when you were like in your
This seems like
sky
No.
sling?
No,
Or just
This also
testing?
seems
this
like
was
good
just before that.
your advice, Erik. Yours
I think you won this conflict.
I guess
Yeah.
I did. What were you saying, Mike?
I said you're not following your own advice. You just like threw cards at this conflict.
Well, yeah, because if I win, I
Win
Game.
the game.
10. I get 10 money if I win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really considering which one to fucking. I feel like you void the reservist. I mean, he's not getting the
Yeah.
favor, dude.
That's what I think it is. Yeah,
Yeah, like for sure. There's much more value there.
I go there. Yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
world where he
with
gets a favor.
Dishonored Ujiaki is not that scary, especially with
Dishonored
all the
Uchiaki
favor.
and I keep the favor. Yeah.
Yeah. He's nothing. I mean, he's actually worse than the reservist with 2 fucking.
The reservist has more
Fans.
stats with
Or
the
what
fans.
is
Yeah.
that? Yeah, are those fans? Yeah.
Drew's playing
Yes.
Drew's actually playing 5D chess, dropping the fate on the reservist.
Damn. If he had an Ancient Master in hand, you'd feel like a fucking foolie. Actually, no, you wouldn't. Never mind. You'd be fine.
I would not.
Yeah, you would feel great.
Yeah,
But if he had 2 Ancient Masters and 2 Fate, as opposed
And he
to 0
rolls
Fate,
this whole dynasty flop again.
I don't hate
Like,
the
that
other
fa- that
cards other than
favorable-
the favorable.
The favorable has been sitting there since turn 1 and he hasn't done it.
But like Toshiro and the Tactician aren't the worst. Like, they're pretty decent. Toshiro's amazing. I fucking love that card. Toshiro, just to give him a unique fate and give you the passing fate, I do not.
So
like.
pause it right here. Pause it right here. Do
What's-
you fate Toshiro by discarding, or do you save it so next turn you get another Toshiro?
I just put a fate or two on the Toshiro in the first place.
Yeah. I proved I didn't have an assassinate last turn.
Yeah.
So
I mean, well, you're gonna be 5 again because
I
you're
don't know.
fucking lying.
But you're also going to draw 5
because
cards.
you're
this turn.
Scorpion.
am I?
I don't think this
I don't
is a
see why.
dive turn, is it? I mean, you're.
I have 12 cards and 18 fate. Like I really
Yeah, it
don't,
is.
I really don't need to save anymore.
That's true.
We're
Either
going
way,
submarine.
I don't bring out a blank Toshiro. That's for sure. Like a non-faded.
I mean,
one.
it's unless you're trying and sack it to the box, which I think we're past that point as a Lion
Right.
player right now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if he Toshiro's here and then he unique fates it again, like he's just giving you more fate. I mean, yeah, you're up so much fate that it almost might feel like it doesn't matter, but you can't give Scorpion more incremental advantage just because you're already losing. Like that's not the move.
That's almost why I think like you play the Toshiro with no fate and the tactician, and then you have the Toshiro for next turn.
I don't remember if I dive here, but looking at the board state, if I don't, I would be upset at myself.
Actually, yeah, you're still up a card if you one-bid him. Get
Yeah.
fucked.
Also, my dynasty dice have just been like, I've nailed every turn in terms of like just getting the one drop, and still I got to pass first every turn.
I like the 3-bid to scout. That was
Yep.
smart. He almost like snapped 5'd, but that was
Okay, good. I did dive. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, good sniffer,
sniffer,
friend. Yeah, he could smell some shit in the
Yeah.
air, dude. He said I could smell.
You
some
have to.
Scorpion
That's
horse
another key to winning this matchup is you have to
Mhm.
dive.
You have to smell it in the air like Phil Collins, dude.
I'm happy that I did dive this turn.
His hand is still so dead.
You're real proud of yourself, your past self.
I mean, I
No,
don't
no,
know.
I'm just giving you shit. I know. Like it was smart to dive this turn, and it was smart of him to sniff it out.
Those clouds are just fucking.
He's at 6, which is still, you can lose at 6.
Oh, it's still the danger zone.
Yeah.
Like maybe you get 3.
The
secret
Air-Ring's got
commies
2
played
money
you
on
the
it.
same turn, right?
Oh, shut
Get
the
fucked.
fuck up.
He's got to go for the air ring this turn just to take it off the table. I ain't got the money.
Listening to on spot, just the casual chat, dude. I feel like this is like the hidden BM.
I did not mean it to be BM, but
That's what I do to
this-
motherfuckers.
this game was going a little long, so.
When I start chatting with dudes like on that level of just random shit, it's because I'm BMing, like straight up.
See, when
Yo,
I play, I
having
listen to that.
15 fate must have been a fucking feeling, dude. Holy shit.
This
I
is
think-
just a regular game.
I actually think you went into our Discord and actually posted I think this is the game where you get to 21 fate, and you posted about it.
I saw a game
I-
where he was at 25 fate versus Dragon, I think. Like in person.
Yeah, that was against Kyle.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Was
thought
it-
if you got to 25 fate, you won.
That's an honor, bud.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if
Are
you're
you-
at 25 fate
Porque-
as Scorpion, you probably won, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should still
porque no los dos.
win. Yeah.
So somewhere Devin is screaming in the background.
You ultra win if you get to 25 of both.
Legion of 1 on Toshiro.
I mean, we're
Cool.
going. We are going.
This is all for a rally.
Well, the reason he actually plays very well. In this, I'm not saying the whole game he plays well, and I'm not saying that. Fuck, that sounded really mean. But he plays into the rally really well because every time he attacks the rally, he picks a really, really important ring that I feel like I have to defend. So he's forcing me to either I want to just let this rally die, so he has to attack somewhere else. But every time he attacks the rally, he's picking really good rings.
Yeah, but it's also not going to die now because he Toshiro.
Yeah, but he's forcing, Eric's hand is being forced even when he's ahead, which is
fallen in battle on the magistrate.
get fucking, let's go. Oh wait, no,
What
he said
are you
home.
talking about?
What? No.
I
Toshiro's
thought he was about to
Dishonored. He
pump
counts on
up
skill.
and then fall in the
Toshiro
battle
is
with your
currently
magistrate.
contributing 0 skill, guys.
Oh, that would have been so saucy.
No, he's
Everybody
supposed to have
relax.
been home. Forged Edict. Forged Edict, the Strength in Numbers. Strength in Numbers is a cool card. Is it?
I
How
just-
many are run if it is run typically? I remember being kind of hype on that card.
7.
2-ish.
Yeah, 2-ish.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'm trying to get Drew to run 2, I think, in Wild Stack.
I feel like for a while, they were on like some number of 4 send home effects split between multiple things.
Dude, I was running fucking route for a little bit.
Yeah, there was like a split of like route and strength numbers.
That's
I've
pretty good.
routed Scorpion cards in political conflicts before. It was it was a
It's
feeling.
not bad.
Well, then I realized like I shouldn't even bother with political conflicts. That's for lesser clans.
Oh, you finally used the favorable ground.
This poor Ujiaki never asked for this, dude.
I mean, he asked for it by playing it.
Yeah, but Ujiaki never wanted this.
That's true. You got me there.
Like he's been getting fucking owned this whole time. Like not Drew, but Ujiaki, like specifically, like not being able to get the fate, being dishonored, losing his fucking
I've
fate.
never seen an
Or
Uchiaki
not being able to
go
get
off.
the favor. Oh, I have. When he does it,
You've
it's
what?
backbreaking.
I've
We've
never
definitely seen an Ujiaki go off. We've done it to each other.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, like,
What?
games don't last very long after Ujiaki goes off. Like, just like you win. You should be winning. Ideally.
He's one of those cards where, like, in some situations, he says, "Cloud me or you lose," and that's like a good card to have. I think some clans really benefit from that style.
Well, I mean, actually, no. Yeah, no, he doesn't. He just says, "Cloud me or you lose a province." Maybe don't play Ujiaki anymore. Is there really even a point to playing him?
All right, we're gonna ignore that.
No, seriously. He just gets you a province, right? That's all it says.
Dude, were you dropped on your soft spot?
Fuck, man.
I did pop him during Gen Con and flip Ujiaki, Imperial Palace, and like a
Jesus
Kodo Prodigy
fucking
or something.
Christ.
That is the low roll.
How bad did that feel?
It felt really bad, but I still won that game, so it's
I
fine.
mean, yeah. To be fair, the next turn Uchiaki gets 2 free fate.
No, you pitch all those cards.
You gotta keep the steam going, dude. You can't shovel coal
Yeah.
onto that fire.
To be fair, I Ujiaki'd 3 times in that game, but I won.
How did it last that long? Oh,
Was,
Kept
I mean, was that,
rolling.
did you just break only when you Ujiaki'd?
I had to keep Ujiakiing not to lose the game, basically.
man, liberal with these Way of the Scorpion.
Yeah, I suppose on defense, Ujiaki does also say nope.
Yeah, Lion, well known for their ability to play a good turtle game.
Well, I mean, they can though. Like,
They
I don't know
they
if I'd
actually
go
can.
that
Like
far.
if they run the court of your pack like 4 shame and stuff, like they can.
What if I just go political?
For shame is the worst card that everyone plays.
Do you mean specifically in Lion?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, find Katana on the Magistrate. You really were testing, huh? Going deep into the Mind Palace for those.
I'm actually surprised you only put 2 fate on the Code of Magistrate.
Yeah, I feel like I probably
So-
should have done more.
Yeah,
So
I
for-
would have got at least maybe 3, especially if you're at 15 fucking fate. Unless you've got like a catch code in hand that you're waiting to like just pile
I
fate on.
mean,
For all we've
I've
spoken
drawn half my
about,
deck, so
Yeah.
about this like disparity in regards to him being behind, he equalized almost as well as I could have expected him to during that turn.
yeah, I spent a lot of money.
Yeah, like you spent a lot of money. You spent a good amount of cards, like because his cards are so dead, and this almost
Like, just left the
goes
game.
into what what Derek said. Like, congratulations, by the way, Derek, you're a Kodo now. Like he just kind of threw cards, or he just kind of threw bodies at you, and you had to respond in some way, and that like went more than that was a non-zero gain in terms of equalizing the cards in hand, the fate.
And I'm telling you, like, the reason I had to play the way I did is because he kept attacking rally, but with
Yeah.
rings that I had to stop.
No, that's what I mean. Like
Right.
he's still
I
behind.
mean, on the
but
bright
he-
side, you're gonna get the first swing this time with that juicy fire ring.
like you're not 18 fade up anymore, you know, and that's like a big deal because if he does another turn like that,
I'm 11 now.
Yeah, like if
And-
he can do another turn like that, he's back in the game for sure.
And to like follow up basically on what you're saying, like any of those attacks, if you don't defend them, he shouldn't try and break the rally. Just
Yeah.
you pass, he passes. Fine.
Just take that value,
Crawl
get
back
into
in the game.
Like he's certainly making a fine effort to crawl back in this one. It's definitely impressive. Well, there's the Meekin form. You could
You
see
have
those
to.
4 cards that have just been sitting in his hand. Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to feel so much more comfortable with seeing that.
Yep. I see the 2 Fallen in battles, and I'm like, ugh, that sucks. He must play 2 and have drawn both. Little do I know, he's running 3.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fallen in battle is no Taryujai.
So clouding the Magistrate here isn't a big deal. Normally we'd say, don't give your opponent information they don't need, but because you looked at his hand...
None of
just
his
fucking
guys
do
are
it.
dishonored, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because you looked at his hand too, so it's like, whatever. Although clouding it, I mean, just disincentivize him. Disincentivize you for...
And also, it just opens up Goblin Sneak to come in and take his last fate.
And then I'm going to go take this Fire Ring to take all the fate off the board.
So now Fallen in battles are dead cards completely. Like even
He's
if you
got
could
3
get to
dead
5
cards
force.
in hand again, dude. It'd be like that. This is one
I
of
mean-
the downsides of stretching your fate thin against Scorpion. They're really good at just telling you to go fuck yourself when you do that.
As Derek would say, what are you gonna do about it?
You
Yes.
weren't even there, I don't think.
Classic
but I
Derek
watched.
maneuvers.
But I watched that stream.
Now, it's sad, though, because now it's being directed at one of his Lion.
Damn, how the mighty have fallen in battle, huh?
Yeah. The turns tabled.
Ooh, that was good.
I mean, on
Whoa,
the
I
bright
thought
side, if
Spirit
he,
Caller had one
on
glory.
the bright side, if he
Spirit Caller has 2 glory.
Yeah.
It's
on
a
the bright
Lion
side,
card.
if he manages to win this, he at least gets the keeper in play too.
Sure does.
I don't think he manages to win this one, dude. I got a strong feeling.
I mean, I got 2 money. I might trade him a keeper for 2 money. Well, he'd get 1 money. I think I forgot about the 1 money he gets.
Everyone
Yeah,
forgets that
well,
all the
Did he,
time.
did he not even activate the shameful?
Oh yeah, I think I didn't realize he passed, and then I was just like, fuck it. That's too hard to rewind. Like going back into a conflict after it's already done when he
Yeah.
triggered multiple things and like got a guy in play.
Yeah.
Ugh.
At that point, fuck it. Then I got a Damn, the excuses? Fucked up. Ooh, I like his style. I like his style.
I think I was the one that messaged.
Yeah, yeah, you were. This is the biggest Scorpion board I've ever had.
Yeah, I can't believe it didn't occur to me that this is a Scorpion board I'm looking at.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had 6 guys in
You
play.
still got 12 Fate, too. Like,
Yeah.
I've played against you when you had 6 guys back when you were playing Drop Bears.
Well, yeah, I mean that was a much different
Man,
deck, I guess. but
drop
yeah.
bears. What a different world.
That was a crazy time. Playing 6 3-drop conflict characters. What a
It's
world.
crazy how not even complaining, but like the deck has changed so much and yet remained like just a total powerhouse. Like you're playing essentially a completely different deck, right? Like there's still obviously cards that are the same, but it's a totally different.
Well, I
playstyle and
remember I
everything.
was talking about this. Like, a lot of the cards have stayed the same to the point where a majority of my deck is just core.
Yeah, I mean
but,
Scorpion
like,
core
it's
cards.
total-
are
but
too
it's
fucking
totally
good to
different.
compete with. But
It's
yeah,
totally
exactly.
different,
Like, the
you're
deck
right.
is very, very different. It's very interesting to see. Like from drop bears being like the scourge of the fucking world to just whatever. dude,
Scourge of the
everything's
World's a
fucking drop
little
bear.
bit of a exaggeration. They didn't win a single event.
Right, but they were still beasts. Like that
Sure.
wasn't that the move for Scorpion for a fair bit.
For a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, back in the day, grab one event. So like,
really.
Obviously,
I
it's a
thought
very
grabbing
different
core
world.
was like the worst plan by far.
Yeah, but in the
Besides Uni.
Imperial cycle, they won almost as many Cotes
Yeah.
as Scorpion.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
no,
they
it wasn't even
won.
close. It wasn't even close.
Yes, it was.
Oh right.
Was
Maybe their wins.
Scorpion Scorpion was
But
5.
Their
Crab was 2, I think.
representation was so far and away not even close to Scorpion. It's actually remarkable. Like,
Yeah,
It was
most
like
of the time.
Scorpion was like 7 and Crab was like 5.
right, but
Most
I'm
of
just
the
saying
times
their
when they
actual
won, it was,
representation. Like,
Yeah, it was just like one single guy playing Crab one, and then there were no other Crabs at top, whatever.
Yeah. And then there was 30% of all top 8 players being Scorpion, but no big deal.
Didn't Crab also got second at Worlds, didn't they? Because fucking
No.
Worlds? No, it was Lion versus Crane.
Yeah, it's Lion Crane.
was it okay?
I don't think there was a Crab in the top 8.
No, I think Crab was right above Unicorn at that time, as I understand. Anyways, with Lion on Matsu Berserker, that's
What a year.
A 6 Force 1 drop. What a card, dude.
Defending.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just gonna play your third way of the Scorpion. It's not gonna do anything.
I'm winning
He's
this
only got 6
conflict
cards,
like
though.
a real man.
Like, dude, he's whittled you the fuck down. He really has.
But he has 0 cards. I know he has 0 cards in hand.
Yeah, but I'm just, like, it's impressive the manner in which he has whittled down the
He just
lead
won't let
you
me.
had.
He just won't let me kill him. Like Derek said, he won't let me kill him.
I mean, he's also at 4 honor, so he's in danger zone.
He's in the
Danger
danger zone,
zone.
but he's playing it fucking beautifully, dude. Surprisingly
Yeah.
so. Like, or not surprisingly, but like given
might
his board
take
state,
he might take the favor this turn too. He's up one ring.
Fallen in battle. You really are
I typed
DMing him, dude.
No, I typed it in so I could read it. I knew he had it in hand, but I needed to read the card.
I know.
You didn't just want to scroll up and see it.
That's
Oh,
a lot of
fucking
effort,
lazy.
dude.
You just type it in and it shows it right to you.
I think Drew gets the favor this turn. He's up a ring, and with the keeper not bowing.
What's he bringing in with this?
LPB. Activate
Oh, yeah.
to activate.
Oh, dude, get fucking owned. God, that card's fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, it's
Holy
Lion's
shit.
only good
I
card.
can't imagine playing against that in core. Like, I know Lion has not aged gracefully, but goodness gracious.
Yeah, there's a couple cards propping up the faction. That's all.
I just imagine like LPB is just like dragging this like disabled child
Erik,
across the
no.
fucking finish line.
That was fucked up that you did that to him, dude. Look at this board.
I wonder
Like-
if the clan that wins Worlds this year will just get no good cards for next year.
I mean, Crab didn't get no good cards for a year, and we didn't even win Worlds, right? So, anything can happen. It's a wild
That's not true at all. The Imperial cycle finished coming out in December. Then we got no cards for the rest. Okay, fair point. Play. No, but that was after Worlds. We got Imperial cycle cards after Worlds. December.
Either way, we don't gotta do
Yeah.
good to get fucked.
Why you gotta take the fate from? Let
Yeah,
the
that was
poor man
fucked
have
up,
the-
dude.
Let the poor man have. The
You weren't
favor.
even giving him anything, dude. You were taking everything.
Playing Scorpion, you're not supposed to let your opponent have fun.
Also
The
highly
eyes that
disappointed.
Toturi
Also
Lummi-
highly disappointed that you only played Catch Go with 3 fate.
Highly disappointing.
The game's
card.
not going to last much longer.
Just play the Fawning Diplomat as the final. Fuck you.
If he top decks his third fallen in battle off to 1 bid, I'd probably just keep out of consideration. I have this nagging suspicion that's what's gonna happen right now. It's really bothering me until I see it. Like, I'm really, really scared for him.
Does it? Ooh, 2 bit.
Wow, real top decks too. The 2-bid's spicy, but I think at this point he knows he has to like try to make something happen.
I mean,
Sometimes
he's
you
first
gotta
player.
just
He
bet
can
all on black, right?
he can try to at least get a money off the Earth Ring. So, but it's like, what are you doing against Catch
Hawk
Go?
tattoo that Kachiko in, dude. I
Mhm.
mean, the
then
unfortunate thing is like
And then place
you
the other Dragon
Kachiko-
Void Fister.
The thing is that
the
Kachiko
2-bit
sends home somebody that she defends with.
The 2-bit improves his chances of hitting the charge for Toturi on the air ring,
Yeah.
which puts him back out of danger zone.
He hasn't drawn a charge in 20 cards. Let's just point that out there.
It be that way sometimes, dude. played against
This
Erik
is
once. His Phoenix deck. He didn't draw a
some-
charge until he had like 5 cards left in deck. It was pretty fucking gross.
Yep. This is some sad shit. Oh, I'm so happy this card is gone.
You love to see this kind of thing happen. As a Lion player, pretty much nobody else ever
Womp
likes to see
womp.
this.
Yeah, so I use Kachiko to send home my own guy to be salvaged. But I'm fucking annoyed.
I'm so happy that card is gone. Jeez. I felt like the fucking Lollipop Guild with the crabs after that shit.
Although
was gone,
I
dude.
do like what they're doing with that new unicorn character, where they're like putting the harpoon effects on other cards, and that you have to activate certain things to get the harpoon effect. I like.
I don't like it.
Oh,
as
you mean
much.
like every other harpoon?
Yeah.
As long as it's visible beforehand, it's not as fucking brutal, but it's still super powerful. There's still arguably some of the most powerful effects in the game.
Yeah.
I thought that was me for a second. I figured I was getting asked for Tekken, dude.
Yeah, I was. I was
I'm
waiting
still waiting for Tekken guy. Leo, where you at? Leo.
Dude, it's not a stream unless you get asked for Tekken.
For real, dude. Shit. Finally, you get to assassinate something, dude. It's been.
Yeah, I
It's been a
finally
minute.
drew an assassinate. Never saw a Nice this game. I would have loved a Nice. He
Or
Legos my fine katana and stops me from breaking this province, and I'm like,
Thanks.
so, I guess while we're watching these things happen, I just want to like go back to the beginning of the game where our entire hand was dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's still like, okay, it's been 20 cards, we haven't drawn a charge, but like maybe we're not in this situation if our entire hand isn't dead for 2 turns.
mhm.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm sure he regrets those
HMT
falling
is HMT is such a greedy deck that you can't diversify it.
Yeah, you just try and get like cute with like, oh, I'll cut like a couple pumps for like this or that. You don't. You just play all the
Yeah,
pumps. all
like
of
you
them.
want a toolbox when you realize that your toolbox should just be like swords.
So I think the problem with toolboxing at this point in time is you can't do it without a reliable like search card.
Well, I mean, what's the point of toolboxing when you just fucking punch dudes in the face really hard? I'd rather punch them
Well,
in
I
the
think-
face really hard.
I think you can toolbox with other clans. Like,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
you
I mean,
just don't
I
line.
Scorpion.
Yeah, I think like you can toolbox in clans that you can draw 5
Phoenix.
cards every turn.
Like
Yeah.
Phoenix can toolbox like a motherfucker because of their stronghold and stuff like that. I mean, they're like the best clan to run one ofs.
Yeah. But
Well,
then
I
again,
mean,
it's still you
toolbox.
have to draw the one of.
Yeah, their one ofs aren't good because they can get to them. Their one ofs are good because they're not one ofs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, though. Like, a one of Benten's touch is actually, like, a legitimate pick when it doesn't seem like it would be, but it's, like, pretty real.
Keep in the tutorial.
I mean, I don't disagree with because there comes a point where you have to, again, just bet it all on black and be like, I have to draw something or I'm fucked. Like, he might just be planning,
you're-
like, to top deck a charge here and just pray.
You're at 1 honor and your opponent's going first. Like this is
That Hawk Tattoo disallowing him from fucking LPBing the Kachiko is actually so gross.
He's also in the point now where he put no fate on any characters. So even if he manages to stave off the
He hits the charge.
eventual, he does hit the charge. That's great.
Holy shit, dude.
I'm
God,
going
Drex-
political air.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's going air first. If he was first player, that would matter a lot.
Yeah.
But right now, it doesn't matter at all.
But he didn't fade any characters, so they're both going at the end of the round. So if he does, even if he did get the charge to Tori off without losing, he still would be in a really bad position come end
No,
of turn.
That's
Because
just game.
then he has no characters left.
You
And the
can't
marauding homie.
defend at all.
15
Right? Like, he
skill.
defends with both. He can he pump with Legion 1 outside of a military?
You can.
But you
Well,
have to be
he could-
attacking with LPB.
Oh, okay. Oh, come on.
And just-
Eric.
dude, he's already dead.
Oh! Oh!
He's already dead.
Rude.
You were BMing him the whole time, so what you listen to on Spotify, champ? What's up, sport? Like, come on. Jesus Christ.
I wasn't. I'm sorry.
He said, what's he gonna fucking do about it?
Gee, I
Jesus,
wonder
Eric.
why no one else in Pod fucking 4 is playing these fucking games.
Eric has been secretly BMing everybody so hard they fucking quit. Like,
He literally has one game against everyone but me.
Give me your lunch money, nerds.
she's like holding him upside down and shaking him down. Jesus.
All right.
So let's talk about what went wrong there before we talk about what went right. Derek, what are your thoughts?
He's running Cloud the Mind.
Yeah, so Cloud the Mind is like a card you want to play.
Oh yeah, you want to, but
You just
don't.
can't play it.
You can't. Everybody wants to.
It's also not good against Scorpion, but that's a whole other discussion.
It's acceptable.
probably
against
true,
Scorpion.
too.
It's not like the worst.
Yeah, but that also gets into like the whole concept of like teching your deck for the matchup, which we kind of said is like you can do it, but it's kind of a shitty thing.
Like
to
nobody's
do.
not running Cloud because it's not optimal against Scorpion. Everybody's running 3.
Yeah, no, I'm
because
just
It's
saying.
important.
Just saying what comes into my brain.
Yeah.
I think that the realizing how to fate manage against Scorpion is really, really important. If you one fate all of your characters, you might as well just not fate them.
I mean, I think that's something we sit down and try and hammer down.
Mhm.
One of my games comes on. Like we've talked about the Scorpion economics a lot.
We could have a fucking college
Yeah.
thesis written on it, and we probably should
Yeah.
at some point because it's such a crucial part of not only the metagame, but like you just have to know how to do this against Scorpion. You have to be able to play the economic
Yeah.
game.
But it's not just Scorpion though. It's anything that could be splashing Scorpion, and to a lesser extent, even it's some of the
I mean,
control
anything
factions.
that might even be running
or-
meditations. Like, God forbid
Yeah,
they have
anything
to
that-
still run that card, but
Yeah.
Also-
or anything with 10 conflict characters, because they can just snipe in Void Rings.
You gotta
that are
learn
not
how to do it
expected.
against the new style of dragon as well, where
Mhm.
they're passing whole turns and then putting 6 fate on their guys.
fuck
Yeah.
Mitsugu.
I
mean-
literally watched a Neil fucking in one turn play a Raijetsu with 8 fate and play Katsuki Investigator with 8 fate,
Yeah.
and I
Fuck
fucking
you.
hated
He's
myself.
Welcome to Dragonland, motherfucker. That's how we do it here. Yeehaw, bitch. I hate that.
Anytime you can make it through a turn without spending 0, 1, or 2 money, like it's so good.
I mean, the important thing to keep in mind is just like one fate on a guy. I've said this before. One fate on a guy is literally always worth more than one fate, except for on a 1-cost guy, and even then, it's generally worth more.
Correct.
Than one fate. Like if I put one extra fate on a 2-drop, which I'm not saying I always do this, but if I do that, like that fate is worth 2 because keeping my 2-drop.
That's 2
will play
money.
for it.
Correct.
If I put an extra fucking 4 fate on my 3-drop, like that's like 12 fate on that dude.
That's 12 money.
Like, just keep that in mind. That putting an extra fate is not just you spending the fate that turn. It is you saving that much fate down the line and keeping your guy in play. The board state being...
And it scales
as
even
is
more
insane.
exponentially with attachments.
Yeah.
That's what makes attachments so brutally overpowered in this game.
Yeah, like, they're just so disgustingly efficient, and the more fate you have...
But I
left,
thought
dude, the more
attachments
efficient
didn't
they
get
are.
played.
2-cost attachments don't get played.
Yeah, they suck ass.
So, going backwards a little bit, I want to talk about 2 different cards. One is Hidden Moon Dojo, and it's because if you can get through a turn without spending fate, it's really good. And that card, all it does is let you try and get through turns without spending fate. And then, if you're not going to make it, you can spend fate anyway.
It's a fucking
Well, I
contingency
was
plan.
talking about dragon when I was talking about that, but
I know, I saw an opportunity to rant about a dumb card.
I feel you.
Uh,
Amen, brother.
But it's
Yeah.
balanced because you can only run one of it.
Kill yourself.
it doesn't have the
Alright.
Imperial keyword, so I can't tutor it.
Yeah, it's
The
not fair.
the other card I was going to talk about is a card that no one's seen in like a year, which is for Greater Glory, and it's because of what you guys were talking about with like adding 1 is really like adding more than that. There was a long time where people were just like all inning and trying to get like, oh, you have to spend 1 to get like 6, or it's not worth it. It's like if you get like 1 in an LPB and 1 on random other bro, like that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the way that players have adapted to learning how to economically play this game is no small part of the reason that For Greater Glory can never come off the restricted list. I know people would love to see it off. Like, I know a lot of Lion players want to see it. I know some other people who are like, yeah, it could come off. Like, that card is a can of worms that we don't want to fucking open again, dude. People understand the economy of this game so much
Yeah.
better than they used to. That card is
The
too
average-
fucking good. Period. Like it
The
is too
average
good.
skill level has improved so much over the past
Like,
year.
that card is
I-
busted beyond belief now.
And I also think like in HMT, like you or not, like the new Lion Stronghold, like you can't, like they're gonna really rush and
You just can't allow somebody to spend one fate to gain upwards of 10. Like, you just can't do that. They can't ever unrestrict that card. If they do, it would be a disaster, I think. I could be
It's
wrong.
coming off. Put money on it. It's coming off.
Yeah, and I'm really worried about that because it just doesn't seem like a fun card. To have
I'm
to
actually
play with.
I'm actually okay with it coming off because there's other stuff that does similar things that are out there. Like I think Reprieve is a bigger issue for Greater
Yeah,
Glory.
and
I
like
strongly disagree. Although Reprieve is still broken.
that's like faction bias, man. It's Reprieve's way
Reprieve
worse.
is broken. I'm saying that. I'm just saying if you think like for Greater
But-
Glory is a healthy card to exist, dude, I just
It's-
couldn't agree.
Reprieve is not gated at all, and
Yeah.
Great Glory is gated like 4 times.
Yeah, for Greater Glory you have to win.
Oh yeah, Reprieve's broken.
You have to break a promise, not just
You
win.
have to break,
Yeah.
and it has to be military,
And you have
and
to
it
have
only
a
puts
fate.
fate on Bushi. It's
I mean, to be
gated
fair,
a lot.
like every military card has Bushi, except for like
Well,
two.
so here's the other thing. Like you were like in the last cast we were talking about how like the Bushi keyword does nothing right now. It's because like one of the cards that keys off Bushi.
I don't
is
want it to do that. Like, what the? Like me saying that the Bushi keyword does nothing is not able to in any way be twisted through fucking Pinhead Hellraiser madness to say that I want FGG unrestricted. Like, no way. They could do other shit.
So
with
here's the
Bushi.
thing: is like I don't think FGG gets splashed into anything right now because I don't think Lions Lions
I
are
think
key
Union
splash
could
for
do
a lot.
it, especially once
I
Hand
think-
to Hand comes out.
Maybe Unicorn, but I think like reality is it's a Lion card and it's gonna stay a Lion. Reprieve is seen like 3 freaking different archetypes.
Previous seen in two, one of which is
I
in
mean-
plan.
I mean, Reprieve right now is probably like the best dragon card.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
that's
like
why Reprieve
once
needs to be on.
again,
And
And
we
don't
live
get
in a
me
world
wrong.
and we live in a world with Lecco.
Reprieve is not fair, but it's just unfortunate that Crab once again has to pay for the sins of Dragon when I guarantee Dragon will not pay for the sins of Dragon. It's very frustrating. That said, like if they put Reprieve on their
once
restricted
they-
list, I won't question it. It's not a healthy card to have in the game.
Yeah, they're gonna
it's one
slam
influence,
this-
Like it's just not fair.
They're gonna slam this crab splash out of Dragon, and then they're just gonna switch to the unicorn splash once they lose Seeker of Fire, anyway, and crab will suffer, and Dragon won't.